Welcome to a color compare video where none of the colors are really like any of the other colors. Well, that's not the point of this video. We do have a couple of yellows that are kind of close, but this is a showcase of some of the Citadel contrast paints that I'm calling the flat colors. That is, colors that when put on a model, such as this squig, don't have the contrast properties that we're usually going for. You notice the recesses aren't real shaded, the highs aren't real highlighted, and this is one coat, so it's, doing pretty good for coverage, but even a second coat isn't going to improve that kind of shade in the recesses and certainly won't improve the highlights on the high points. So Citadel recently came out with a bunch of these, and I was pretty baffled by that because for a one coat coverage solution, I'm sitting back here thinking I need to put something on over this, some kind of a shade or a wash. So are these any good is the question. And I think a lot of folks are saying, no, not really. So let's kind of take a look at some of them and see what we think. The first thing we do have here, the squig is the ball red. So ball red, one of their new reds, definitely a very flat red, but also a very bright kind of bold red. This is definitely getting close to that pink. It's very bright, it's very pinkish. It's neat, though, in a way that it's such a vibrant color. And that's what we're going to notice in the rest of these colors. For example, let's kind of pull them up a few at a time. Doomfire Magenta, not really great on the shading. It's maybe one of the better ones, but still it's flat for contrast paint. Same with this Magma Draw Flame, but you notice they're both very bright, kind of vibrant colors. This is something that I don't know that I've seen a lot in Warhammer painting. Bright, vibrant colors, but if you want them, here they are. Maybe that does come through a little bit on something like Space Marine armor. Here's our Imperial Fist, and I did also grab out Bad Moon Yellow. I just kind of wanted to show both of these. They're very similar again, we've compared these before, but they're definitely very flat. The third new yellow achieves the same kind of bright effect, but has decent shading. You can go back to the yellow video and kind of take a look at that full compare. But again, vibrant, and look at one coat, nice yellow over white. That's actually impressive in itself. Here we have some of these blues and greens. And usually these blues and greens have such amazing kind of contrast. They've got, nice depths and nice highs. Some of these are kind of alright, like the Eldari Emerald and the Arkelian Green are pretty good. The Croxagore Scales is pretty flat, but it's not bad, right? I don't know if I would necessarily feel like I had to shade any of these. Maybe I'd put a little bit on it, but look at that again. One coat, bright, vibrant color. So I think that's what they're really going for here. And if that's what they're going for, then I think they did a good job. And if that's what you want, then I think we've got a good product here. We're going to continue to see this trend in these last couple as we look at some of these, again, more flat colors. But once again, the vibrancy here. Got a little bit flaking off of the Leviathan, but nothing a second coat couldn't handle there. And look at that, a nice deep purple. I've been painting some purple straight out of the pot lately, and it hasn't been covering real well. Maybe I'll switch to Leviathan purple. Or this Sigvold burgundy. This has interesting properties. For example, it is vibrant, one coat, not a lot of contrast, but a little bit. I'm thinking this will work well for something like your Caradron Overlords on a one coat solution, even over a silver primer. Give it a little bit of metallic sheen underneath. All that to say, I think these paints have a place, and this one, Black Legion, is one that actually, for me, has earned a place in my paint rack. This little like stand thing here. I've got a couple of guest colors in now for a project I'm doing, but usually I keep a couple of colors in there. I usually keep, oh, let's see, why not show them off to you? I usually keep my The Fang in there, and I also usually keep this other one back here, and that is my orange, Jacaro Orange. So to say that Black Legion has earned a place in there, it does something really special. This swatch stick does not do it justice. If you apply this correctly, it is a very flat, deep black. I don't know, I say correctly, but because that's what I'm going for with it. I want it to be a flat, deep black. It covers over anything in one coat, and it's smooth and not splotchy at all. So if that's what you're looking for, Black Legion is an excellent paint, though I hesitate to call any of these really contrast paints, despite the clear markings on their labels. So I want to know, what do you think about these? Have you found a good use for these? What have you been doing with them? I think some of these I've found good uses for. I said the Black Legion, the Sigvald Burgundy for sure. I'm using these yellows for a lot of cool stuff. But I don't know, the rest I'm still a little bit torn on. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know. Are we painting our squigs with this? Maybe not, because, they've got so much character that we want to shade. But, are your Space Marines finding a home in some of these? Maybe. So there you go. All right, well, I hope this was useful to you in kind of discussing this. Again, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And there we go. Thank you for watching. Take care. Let's get gaming.